Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Leo. Leo loved things that moved fast. He loved running in the park. He loved playing with fast toy cars. He even loved eating his food quickly so he could go back to playing. For Leo, faster was always better. He did not like to wait for anything. Leo lived with his grandpa. Grandpa was very different from Leo. Grandpa loved slow things. He loved reading long, thick books. He loved going for slow, quiet walks in the morning. But most of all, Grandpa loved his garden. He spent hours every day outside, working with the dirt and the plants. One sunny Saturday morning, Grandpa called Leo into the garden. "Leo," Grandpa said, "I have a special job for you today." Leo ran over quickly. "What is it, Grandpa? Is it a fast job? Can we run?" Grandpa smiled and shook his head. "No, Leo. It is a slow job. But it is a very important job. I want you to plant this seed." Grandpa opened his old, wrinkled hand. Inside his hand was a single, small, black seed. "What will it be?" Leo asked. He looked at the tiny seed. "It will be a giant sunflower," Grandpa said. "If you take good care of it, it will grow taller than you. It will have big, beautiful yellow petals that look like the sun. But you must be the one to take care of it." Leo was very excited. A flower taller than him. He took the small seed and pushed it into the soft, brown dirt. He used a green watering can to pour water over it. "Grow, flower, grow!" Leo shouted at the ground. He stood and watched the dirt. He waited for 1 minute. He waited for 5 minutes. Nothing happened. The dirt just looked wet. "Grandpa!" Leo called out. "It is broken. The seed is not growing." Grandpa laughed a warm, kind laugh. "Leo, a seed is not a toy car. It does not go fast. You must give it time. You must give it water and sun. And most of all, you must give it patience." Patience. Leo did not like that word. Patience meant waiting, and Leo hated waiting. The next morning, Leo ran out to the garden in his pajamas. He looked at the spot where he planted the seed. It was just flat, brown dirt. He watered it again. "Please grow," he said. Day 3 came. Still just dirt. Day 4 came. The sun was hot, but the dirt was flat. Still nothing. By day 5, Leo was angry. He went to Grandpa inside the house. "I want to dig it up," Leo said, crossing his arms. "The seed is dead. I have been watering it every single day, but nothing is happening. It is a big waste of time." Grandpa put down his reading glasses. He looked at Leo with gentle eyes. "Come with me outside," Grandpa said. Grandpa walked Leo back to the garden. They sat down on the grass next to the flat brown dirt. "Leo, tell me, what do you see right now?" Grandpa asked. "Nothing," Leo said loudly. "Just boring dirt." "That is what you see above the ground," Grandpa explained. "But you do not see what is happening under the ground. Under the dirt, in the dark, the little seed is working very, very hard." "What is it doing?" Leo asked. He looked closer at the dirt. "It is building its roots," Grandpa said. "Before a plant can grow tall into the sky, it must grow deep into the earth. The roots reach down into the dirt. They look for food and water. They grab hold of the earth so the plant will be strong. If the flower grows up before the roots grow down, the first wind will blow it over." Leo thought about this. "So, it is busy down there?" "Very busy," Grandpa smiled. "Good things take time to build their roots. Just because you cannot see the flower, does not mean it is not growing." Leo decided to trust his grandpa. He did not dig up the seed. Every morning, he went to the garden. He poured water on the spot. He pulled out any small weeds that tried to grow near it. He did not shout at the dirt anymore to hurry up. He just waited. Then, on the 10th day, it happened. Leo went to the garden with his watering can. He looked down. There, Poking out of the dark brown dirt was a tiny green leaf. It was very small, but it was there. "Grandpa! Grandpa!" Leo yelled, dropping his watering can and running back to the house. "It is here. It is growing. You were right." Grandpa came outside and smiled. "You see, Leo? It was building its roots. Now it is strong enough to reach for the sun." Over the next few weeks, the sunflower grew faster. First, it grew 2 leaves. Then, it grew 4 leaves. Then, the stem got thick and green. Soon, the plant was as tall as Leo's knees. Then it was as tall as his waist. Leo measured it every week. He was amazed at how big it was getting. By the middle of the summer, the sunflower was taller than Leo. At the very top, it opened a giant, beautiful head with bright yellow petals. It looked exactly like a bright sun. It was the most beautiful flower Leo had ever seen. He felt very happy and very proud. He had grown it himself with water and patience. But summer weather can change quickly. One evening, the sky turned dark gray. The wind started to blow very hard. A big summer storm was coming. Rain crashed down from the sky. The trees bent sideways in the wind. Thunder made loud noises. Leo sat at the window inside his house. He looked out into the garden. He was very scared for his beautiful sunflower. The wind was pushing the flower hard. The tall stem swayed back and forth, bending almost to the wet ground. "It is going to break," Leo cried. "The wind is too strong, Grandpa." Grandpa put his hand on Leo's shoulder. "Just watch, Leo. We must wait and see." The storm lasted all night long. The wind howled. The rain poured. Leo had a hard time sleeping. He thought about all his hard work washing away in the rain. When the morning finally came, the storm was over. The sky was clear and blue again. The birds were singing. Leo opened the back door and ran out as fast as he could. The garden was messy. There were tree branches on the ground. Some small plants were broken and ruined. But there, in the middle of the garden, stood his giant sunflower. It was missing a few yellow petals, and it was a little bit dirty, but it was still standing tall and straight. It had not broken. Leo ran to it and hugged the thick green stem. Grandpa walked out slowly into the morning sun. "Do you know why it did not break, Leo?" Leo looked up at Grandpa. Then he looked down at the wet dirt. "Because of the roots," Leo said quietly. Grandpa nodded his head. "Yes. Because it spent all that time in the beginning growing deep under the ground. When the strong winds came, the deep roots held it tight. The unseen work is what saved it." Leo learned a very important life lesson that summer in the garden. He still liked going fast sometimes. He still liked running and playing with his cars. But he learned that the best and most important things in life cannot be rushed. When he had a hard problem at school, he remembered the sunflower. When he wanted to give up because learning a new game was taking too long, he remembered the roots. Leo learned that when you feel like nothing is happening, and when you feel like your hard work is not paying off, you might just be growing your roots. And if you have patience, and keep doing the work every day, you will eventually stand tall and strong, ready for any storm that comes your way.